Welcome back to another edition of Down and Back with CornDoug. This week, fantastic show for you. I've got another one of those non-pros who have been just ripping apart at the Opens. And yeah, so that guest, Mr. Berklee Pair, will be on the show. A lot to talk about. He had a great weekend the other weekend in Albany with Mike Ferreira, throwing some gas there. And we talk about that. We talk about his other Opens, the partners, the star-studded lineup that he's had for there. So we had talk with Berklee about a lot of stuff and a lot of fun. Great talk with him. I know he will be back on the show again for sure. But going into that, we had a busy weekend at Cornhole. I couldn't keep up with everything. I'm not sure of all the winners from San Diego in the Open. Trying to think of just off the top of my head the level one stuff. I know the Crew Cup went to Trey Birchfield, Tony Smith, Jimmy Humans, and Noah Wooten. The level one Open, anyone else? Trey Birchfield. Just one of the hottest guys in Cornhole right now, just throwing fire. And yeah, so that's two Opens in a row for him. I'm not sure of exactly who won doubles for the level one, but then I was on the West Coast, East Coast, Asheville, North Carolina, pro shootout. Their number one player in singles right now took down the singles title, being Mr. Damon Dennis. And then women's play. Cheyenne Renner takes it, but how about the unlucky Rosie Streaker? I'm going to say she is my pick for the next pro shootout. She has to come through because 3 times in a row now she's been second place. I think this next one she will take the final. So I'm going to put that down right now. Next shootout, I'm not sure when it is. She will be locking her place in the shootout final for later on in September. Doubles, Jamie Graham and Matt Guy take that. To now be Jamie Graham is now the first one to qualify for both singles and doubles. I know there was a little bit of stuff going on social media, on Twitter, about who would be the top, or who should be looking out for who, or who's the hottest player right now. Sorry, I still got to give it to Trey Birchfield. He's been winning single stuff all along. I think other people need to step up, win a bit more singles at a higher level. Just my take. Other hot take stuff. People are getting a little hot under the collar about all this ACL World Final stuff. With how many people are able to get in, how many people, and the amount of people that are not getting in and are upset about it. All I've got to say is a lot of people that are upset who didn't get a chance to get in right away. Do we have short memories here? Because does nobody remember Cleveland, what happened with Cleveland, how that sign up went down like just crazy fast, selling out in Cleveland, and a lot of people didn't get in, and a lot of people were upset with that. So then now the ACL this year went to the whole membership things, and people were saying, hey, you know what? You need to get a platinum membership if you want to get the early entrances into these tournaments and stuff. So that's kind of what happened. ACL has now opened up some more spots. So if you are watching this and it's a Friday morning, there's a chance. I think it's opening up. Don't quote me on this. I think it's Friday afternoon here, this afternoon, around 3 o'clock. I'm not sure. Check out the ACL Facebook page, the ACL website. Out there, I know they're opening up some more spots, but still, it's, and everyone's like saying, I've seen, and I kind of had a little bit of back and forth last night on with a gentleman in one of the Facebook groups, that he was upset. Why did I pay my money for this tournament and not be able to get in? Your membership, you did not pay for your membership for the ACL Finals. You paid your membership to be part of the ACL. Being with that membership, you then get discounted or early entrances into your local tournaments, into your conference tournaments, into anything like that. If you got the platinum membership, you got the ACLDN, you got the discounts at the ACL store, you get access to your stats. If you're not a paid member, you don't get access to the stats. You paid for that as part of your membership, not just for this one tournament. Now you can say that I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, drinking whatever, but it's still, you paid your membership for all these other things, not just to get into this one tournament. For as much as you say, oh, I'm done with the ACL, whatever, give your head a shake, figure it out. It's not just for this one thing. Okay, I know some people may get upset out there, but whatever. It's just, you know what? It's I don't know, but it's, again, I can't say it enough. You did not pay your membership for this one tournament. Okay, and they're like, well, you shouldn't sell that as many memberships then if you're not going to be able to allow everyone to go into the final tournament. And again, and like I said to this person, that how many people, maybe it probably still goes on. Well, it will still go on. How many people buy fan club memberships to different bands or musicians or different people to be able to get a chance at meet and greets? So are they only allowed to sell enough fan club memberships or whatever to just fill their one meet and greet? No, they're going to sell as many as they can to get it out there. People want to belong to something. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, not everyone is going to be able to get in all the time. Do you join a fan club for a sporting group, because you can get early access to maybe playoff tickets or special other stuff? Not everyone is going to get into everything all the time. It sucks, but it's the truth. And if you can't take it, take up freaking badminton. I don't care. But it is what it is. It's a growing sport people want to play. Right? Like this person said, I can't believe there's so many people who want to play that it's sold out. Yes. So many people want to play, so it got sold out. You just answered your question. How can you be pissed off if there's so many people that want to play that it got sold out? Okay? What it is trigger finger, a little slow. That's all it is. And you're upset about it. You want to fire off whatever people, whatever. Do whatever you want. Hey, play the keyboard warrior. Okay? You didn't get in. Better luck next year. Or go to another event, whatever. That's all I can really say to it. My piece on it. I've had many other conversations with people about this, because for as many people that talk about the ACL doing this here, or even heard some people talking about the ACL, trust me, there are worse other leagues out there that are going, hold my beer if you think that's bad. Trust me, I've seen it out there. Okay, there's more, everyone's saying, oh, they're just trying to make money. Man, there's stuff out there that if people only knew what was going on behind the scenes with some stuff, right? Just total insane with the amount of, oh, people are doing like a $200 payout for first place. Yeah, great. Okay, yeah. If you look at that $200 payout, that's only 20% of what the person brought in. They're pocketing all of it, but you're just kind of tunnel vision seeing the one thing. Okay? Find out what's going on with stuff. Go to the people that have been doing these tournaments and stuff all the time, and just figure yourself, do your own research on this here, on stuff. See where the people who have been playing the longest, where they're playing, figure it out. That's all I got to say on it there. I'll probably say more later on, but whatever. it is what it is. Okay. People want to play. People want to go to an event. It gets sold out. Okay. So with that logic of you should only have enough memberships or whatever for the amount of people that are there. So, again, sports teams, should they be building million stadiums that can hold millions of people because there's millions of people of fans? No. It's going to be a select few that can be able to get in to get those 15, 20,000 seat facilities. Okay. Sometimes you just got to sit home and watch it on TV. Or you can go on your computer and check out octanecornhole.com, use discount code CornDoug to get yourself 10% off of bags or hats or jerseys or whatever. Then head over to myearfun.com, discount code CornDoug, get you 20% off of your earbuds, your Bluetooth speakers, your waterproof Bluetooth speakers. Summer's here. You're going to be spending time at the pool. You got to have a waterproof Bluetooth speaker. I don't have a pool, but I need to get a pool and a Bluetooth speaker that's waterproof. Then you can go over to JC Cornhole, get yourself a set of boards from Jamie. He is swamped. Like if you want boards, talk to Jamie. He's got them. Like he's pumping boards out like crazy. I went up to the garage, seen him working. Man's insane. So yeah, check him out, jccornhole.com. Then if you're in Alberta, Edmonton area specific, put in Sherwood Park. Check out sierrahome.com. Give Darren a message. Let him know that you need some help with doing any kind of home inspections, Sierra property inspections. Great guy. Even just check out his Facebook page. Give it a like. He's always putting awesome stuff out there of what you should be looking for in your house, what you should be looking for if someone's in there doing work, and what they need to be doing and what you need to be looking for. So check that out on Facebook, Sierra Property Inspections. Let Darren know that CornDoug sent you, and just give him a like, give him some help. He's a great company, and just looking out for the customer, and anyone can use any of the stuff that he puts out there. So I've rambled on about enough crap. Here is one of the funnest interviews I did. Just letting him talk. He's like I said, he's one of those younger players that's got the head on his shoulders, that knows what's going on. Here is, on the down and back, Mr. Berklee Pair. And here we are with Berklee Pair. Berklee, welcome to the down and back.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
This is one that's I've been wanting to be able to talk with you for a while now, because I feel like I've now got the trifecta. I've had Alex Rawls on, I had Jacob Trzynski, and I've been wanting to get you on to kind of that. I think you three guys are going to be the top, at least at the pro qualifier for this year coming up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that for sure. I'm only a couple more months away before everything really kicks into full gear for next year.
And I've still got my fingers crossed. They're going to open up the border. I can get fully vaccinated and actually get out and watch you, because Lord knows I can't get into that anymore with how crazy that was for that sign up.
Oh yeah, I know it was hectic for sure. I know with all the platinum members and the getting in first, and then some of the gold members, and then them opening more spots for advanced singles and all that stuff. But I hope everybody gets in that deserves to be in, because I think this year is going to be just as packed as it was last year.
Well, for sure. So for some of the viewers for up here, we just kind of started hearing the name Berklee Pair coming out here. So what's kind of like your background? How'd you get your start, and where are you playing at?
So I just graduated high school in 2018. So I've been playing 3 years this month, I think. I lived about 2 miles away from a local little restaurant and bar. I live in a small town with hardly anything in it. So I drive by it every day, and I started seeing them play. And I just sort of went over there one day, and they used to do Wednesday night blind draws every Wednesday night, and they used to do a bring your own partner tournament every other Saturday. And that, like I said, that was only a couple miles from my house, and I just sort of got into it like that, and met a bunch of people from North Carolina and then started playing up there with them weekly, and then just sort of went from there. Just sort of got my own bags, and like I had played with some friends before, but nothing into the competitive level. I met some great players, right off, and they were really welcoming to me. And then I just sort of ventured out from there and just started playing everywhere and anywhere. And then I'd say I've probably been playing like really competitively probably the last 2 years, I'd say.
Well, I know you are in Virginia, correct?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I live about 15 miles over the North Carolina Virginia line. So I'm back and forth all the time. So North Carolina, anything in North Carolina is just as close it is to Virginia to me.
I I will say I've had a bad experience with a state trooper right around your area, which I'm
I
not.
bet, yeah.
I even want to remember that. But but
You're not the first one to say that. Many people have
yeah,
right on the line. Yep.
yeah. So actually, it was right around Fancy Gap. If if you, well, you probably know where that's at. But yeah. So well, being in that area, I think there's really there's no way for you not to be a great player in your area with how many players are like, well, the
Yeah,
top players that are there.
exactly. I've been fortunate enough to really, I guess, grow my game into an area with the likes of James Baldwin and Alan Rockwell, Matthew Stout, Mike Harvey, Brad Powers, Matthew Morton, just to name a few. And there's so many advanced players that aren't pros that could be, and they either, whatever reason, they don't want to be, or I think definitely eastern part of Virginia, the whole state in itself is the youth. My thing is people have asked me that exact same question. They say you either get left behind or you either get good enough to compete with them, and then you can sort of get that talent level that you can pay yourself to and see what you really need to do to get to their level. And all of them were very welcoming to me as well when I first started going out to the eastern part of Virginia and playing a lot, and all the regionals out there and everything. So this year has been a big step for me up in the definitely talent level of the game for me.
Well, exactly. Like, I think I've even talked with Matthew Martin about this. How it's like, it's almost there's times where it's like your local blind draw is like a national tournament.
Oh yeah, 100%. It is crazy to see like just a local, like you said, weekly blind draw will turn into almost like a regional or even like a small national, as many people have compared our area to. And I would say it's the same thing. It is.
Well, I even got to see. I think was it the Wednesday night before going to Albany that Matthew Martin kind of stopped in and Mike had went live with a final with
Yeah, exactly.
I think
Yep.
it was you and Watermelon against
Yeah.
Matt and I'm not sure who his partner was, but
Yeah, he was a local guy from up there where we played on Wednesday nights. But yeah, Matt, he's probably about an hour and a half from there. So yeah, he usually doesn't come there. But like I said, it's so many places to play in our area, and you rarely see all of them in one area unless like a regional or something. But so it is cool to see them come down here once in a while. To see, just to like I said, the talent there is you can't underestimate anybody in our area, as well as most areas have got like that as well. But even playing up closer to me, like up north of me, in the northern part of Virginia, there's so many pros up there as well. That I'm fortunate to be in an area where everywhere I go, it's not going to be easy competition. Like I don't want that. I want the toughest of the tough, and I think I've gotten that throughout the last few months of me playing a lot here.
well, exactly. And like I said, I think it's showing because your name is starting to pop up more and more. So we get into the ACL Opens where you kind of really started making your name because
Yeah.
you've kind of had a whole bunch of partners, but then you fell into that thing that I was talking with Trey about, that you really came into that anyone can play, anyone can win because you were one of the non-pros to take down a singles title.
Yeah, I think that was a very interesting open for sure because me and Caleb Hurt, both of us being non-ACL pros, played each other 2 games in the finals and both came down to 3 points separated both games. And Caleb, he's made a name for himself, no doubt, as well. And that definitely put me on the map, I think, for sure. And then my regional game this year has been like very, very over my expectations at the beginning of the year. Um, Playing, I like to say, playing in the regionals all over this, North Carolina, Virginia have helped me as well. But and then the Open, like me and Mike Ferrer, that was my best open doubles. I think we finished fourth.
Yep.
So that was definitely I'm getting better and better. I feel like my singles game has always been a little bit better than my doubles game, but it's not because my partners by any means. It's just because I feel like I get more of a rhythm in singles. But I've had some really good open doubles partners this year so far, and I think I've been to 6 opens, I think, and every one it's been a great ride in doubles and singles.
Well, to go back with when you're with Mike there in Albany, is I really was able to focus on you guys just because you were throwing the gas, as we like to say, with the octane bags. But
Yeah.
you guys were, really kind of taking it down with some of the teams you guys beat.
Yeah, we were playing really well, and rounders, Mike didn't miss anything, I feel like, and I know we got down, I think it was like 20-11 against Matt Morton and Brad, and we got fortunate enough and come back and win that one 21-20. And then our only loss was against Ryan Windsor and Trey Birchfield, and I think Trey missed like 2 bags that game. I think Ryan might have missed 3. They beat us like 21-8 or something. And then when the regular tournament started, I started off slow. We ended up switching actually from the kinetics to the I think it's called the boosted.
The boosted bags, yeah.
Yeah, we switched to those because we had like a 3-hour break between rounders and the when the double elimination tournament started. So I came back. We all took a break or whatever. I came back and Mike was saying he was still throwing both of them. It was up to me what I wanted to throw. I felt like the boosted was a little bit better in my hand the way I was releasing the bag that day, but. We came out and I started off slow, but our second game was like a really close game. I think we beat Mike Harvey and James Washington 21-20. They had some terrible breaks that game against us, and we were fortunate enough to win that one. And then I think we started off 3-0, and then we lost to Greg Gary and Jimmy McGuffin. And I've played them, I think, about maybe 5 or 6 times this year so far, and I just can't get past them. They are my kryptonite right now in doubles.
Yeah, I think they were Mike's kryptonite on that weekend as well too, because they got him in the pro shootout as well.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. They did. But and then we came back and we played Eric Stowe and Ryan Smith, an excellent team in themselves. That was like a close game. That was like a 21-16, 21-17 game. And then I believe our next game after that was on the main court against Ashton Spees and Scott Schultz.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ran into a buzzsaw and Storm. Oh, I couldn't do anything. And Storm, I think he might have missed 1 bag out of play against me the whole game. Him and Jimmy Humans, the way they were playing against us, I told Storm after the game, I said, "You guys are going to win this if you continue to like that." I mean, Jimmy was hitting airmails. They were on all cylinders.
Yeah, I know. I've had fun watching the opens because it seems like almost it is the anyone can beat anyone, but the play this year has just been off the charts.
It's been so many people just come out of nowhere and just make names like the 2 guys that won doubles, Raul Chavez, I think it is, and
Yeah.
and then them 2 guys. I mean, I'd heard of them, but I actually played against Raul in the blind draw the day before, and he wasn't having his best game, and I could tell it was bothering him. I said, "This dude can throw." I don't know. I didn't really know who he was, and then when I saw him then playing on the main court, and then we saw them 2, I think they were like 4th and 5th in PPR over the whole tournament. And I was like, these guys can really throw. They think they both average over a 10 the whole weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They could throw, no doubt. And when I saw them throw against Jimmy and Greg, I was like, these guys are the real deal. They can win this for sure. And they proved it. They won it. They were the best team there, and I think their names really have now gotten up there too with a lot of these other ones, like you mentioned, Jacob, and all just these countless non-pros that are just as good and can potentially be great players one day if they decide to make that jump to the pro division.
Oh, exactly. I think that ACL Pro qualifier is just going to be scary on the Sunday at the finals.
Yeah, that's going to be a amazing tournament for sure. I think that's going to be a lot of people looking forward to see who comes out of that and who the ones that some people probably still haven't decided yet whether they're going to do it, but or have signed up and might not show up. You never know, but
mm-hmm.
But like some of the ACO guys too, there's some really good players left over there that just haven't whatever reason, decided to make that jump yet. But when they do, they're going to be some good players as well. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see because I think a lot of people thought last year was, going to be as stacked as it gets in the qualifier. But I think this year is just going to be just as good, if not top it.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So we talked about you in the Open with Mike with this last tournament, but then you also had some other not so small names that you've been partnered up with in some of the other
Yeah,
Opens.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, me playing with Matt Guy, that was a excellent experience, especially with me, still getting new to the, whole traveling and, playing out of state and everything like that. That was a last minute thing. I didn't think I think it was probably like 4 days before the Open was even supposed to happen is when I decided to go. And Jason McCannon, who, as most people know, that's, who owns Fire Cornhole, he had hit me up and said that it was some kind of mix up that Brett thought that um, Rounders was on Saturday, I think. And then when he told Matt, it's like, hey, it's on Friday, something I think Brett's work conflicted or something. And
Mm.
Jason hit me up because I told him I wasn't planning on going. And then I decided to go. And that was a awesome experience for sure. I think we finished sixth, I think it was. There's another time right there that Jimmy and Greg got us. We lost them in Rounders and in the regular tournament too. That's who we ended up losing out to. So, but that was my first time really throwing the fire bags at anywhere really, and I ended up actually playing Matt in singles too. I played some good names that day in singles. My first time, I'm like Tony Smith, for instance. Me and him, we've sort of got to know each other. Being at the tournaments here and there, and that was my first time I got to play him. First time I'd ever played Matt Guy in singles. Chucky Love, bigger names like that. That was my first time I played Trey Birchfield. I played Frank Mullen there. I'd played a lot of big names there. And then
Mm-hmm.
a couple weeks after that is when me and Trevor had talked here and there about playing just in general, and we thought that we would match each other's style really well. And I really liked playing with Trevor at the Erie, Pennsylvania Open. Um, we we matched each other's intensity well, and he knows how to calm the game down. And he knows when to, you know, he's not gonna miss that big shot when he needs to hit it. That's a given. And he's shown, he's been out of the game for a couple of years now. He's always, keep an eye on it, but he's sort of just seeing where the game's going. He's not really been involved in it like, he was 2 3 years ago, but he's shown everybody there, I think, and he's a phenomenal doubles player and singles player too. But he's proven before that he can, win against anybody. And I think we finished seventh, I think it was.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you guys were pretty up there. Yeah.
yeah, we had a couple good games on the main court there, on the broadcast court, and I think it definitely got Trevor's name back out there, to where okay, people see he can still play. And that's another thing. It's up to him whether he wants to, continue this or just sort of, see what happens. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I played well with Trevor for sure. Um, that was one of my favorite tournaments this year is being able to play with him and, the kind of name he is and he, what he's built for himself over the last, 3 or 4 years.
So, what would you think? Because you've had these other big name partners. So, what kind of advice have they kind of given you? Are you being able to take anything from them or their
Oh
games
yeah,
to
yeah, for
back to your
sure. Like
regular game?
most of the, I'd say probably the mental game has been the biggest thing. Like playing with somebody like Frank or Matt Guy or even Trevor, they've been on that big stage. They know what it takes to, to get that big signature win. And I think, hopefully next year when I get to that point of, hopefully be on ESPN or CBS or whatever it is, I've definitely taken things that they've said to me, um, you know, taken them, and really thought about what they say. Like I don't just, oh yeah, they're just talking to talk. No, they wouldn't tell me if they didn't care. Um, they tell me because they see the potential in me that I think I have in myself to go far in this. And I think it's really helped me and confidence wise for sure. Those caliber players, wanting to play with me too. So I always try to do my best to have a good mental game and then also, pick them up when they're not playing good or vice versa, them help me out when I'm not having my best game. But all three of them names, Frank and Matt and Trevor, all have been supporters to me throughout everything. Me and Trevor, we still talk, about every once a week or so about, tournaments here and there. Like I was in New York and, he texted me and was like, hey, great shooting in doubles, get your singles win, focus on singles, good run with Mike and doubles, that kind of thing. Like the support thing is always there from all of them. And like me and Matt really didn't know each other, before that tournament. But, every time I see him now, we'll speak. Like I said, that was an experience in itself that most people really don't get a chance to, play with Matt Guy. His name is probably, if not the top three name in the world. So that was a great thing in itself, just to be able to play with him and say, hey, Matt Guy's my partner for this weekend. Like I wouldn't think I'd be saying that only been playing this game for, hardly 3 years yet. So that they've all been supporters of me and everybody I play with, even local people I play with, being my first year really sort of, getting my name out there and, competing with these bigger players. And all of them have been supportive of me 100%.
Well, I think that's even where I got to meet the guys, most of the guys down in 2018 when I was able to meet them face to face at the ACL Finals. That's the one thing that I think people that aren't around all those big names all the time are that they are approachable. Like even like they'll still like you still telling them like I Timothy Pitcher's my guy. I still message with him all the time. I met him for 45 minutes, but it's still like they still want to help you out and talk to you.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I can't think of one like really, really up there player that hasn't been open to me or anybody that I witnessed or seen in person that, like a lot of people are like obsessed with the roll shot now. And, that's a really big part of my game when I'm throwing certain bags, and I've perfected that. I feel like to where I can throw it with just about anybody. And like I have a lot of local people ask me like, how do you do that? Or, like I had somebody yesterday ask me about it, that kind of stuff. Like what makes it do that? And just numerous people I've seen, go up to somebody like Frank, who, who's famous for shooting airmails and, hitting like he'll hit 100 out of 100 here and there. And then just the roll shot, airmail, anything, cut shot, anything. I know that's like these like alternate shots are just becoming the craze right now, and whoever really dedicates themselves to learn it are the ones who's gonna take the time and put the time in to make that shot work. But I'm never gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna tell you how to do that. Like that's just not me. And I've never met any of the big name people that are like that either. Most of them are always gonna be like, yeah, I'll be in front of, like you say, like approachable. That's the biggest, I think, when you think about all them guys. They're always been great about that. Everyone that I've ever met too. So I have not met one yet that I don't feel like I couldn't walk up to and ask a question about.
Yeah, I know. I've in watching you play, I see how you can make like any shot. I'm jealous because I'm still trying to make that board shot of just actually keeping it on the board for myself. But.
Yeah, that is. I spent a lot of time working with shots this past every 6-7 months. And a lot of people ask me like how much I practice or whatever, and like I never practice. I just can't myself. I just can't go play by myself. Like set the boards up. Like I'll like weekly blind draws. Like that's my practice. Like I hate practicing by myself because I feel like I don't focus on what I really need to focus on. I feel like when I'm trying to figure out something or work on a different shot, it's always needs to be at like a blind draw or something. That way, it's other people there.
So what I'm taking from that is you're not big in the virtual game then as well too then.
No, not really. No. I've just never developed the really, I guess, the drive to go out there and just. I used to do that. I used to go out and practice a lot, like every day. Probably over a year or two ago now, but I said last year or so, I've just sort of been like I'd go to because I don't live close to anybody that I play with really. Frank, like he's 2 hours from me. I feel like Alan Rockwell, like we have played at his house sometimes. Like he's probably like an hour from me, but that's not like every week guaranteed we play there. So sometimes it's really just better for me to go to a blind draw and just see some of them guys there. Maybe like a side game later in the tournament or something, or if we got a break or something, we'll throw it here and there. But that's really my practice for sure.
And I've kind of noticed that and seeing some people up here now that we're kind of starting to kind of get back open and playing is that people have been doing a lot of virtual stuff and playing by themselves, but now getting that person, I think the best practice is having that person beside you
Yeah, I've
trying to
always
stop you
thought
from
that.
what you want to do.
I've always thought that, and I feel like I always will feel like that because I've done both. I've tried to play by myself, you know, here and there, but just throwing by myself just doesn't really. I feel like you don't really focus on that shot you want to work on. I feel like you're just throwing to really throw. But other than that, like I would 100% rather play in a tournament blind draw or something, regardless of who your partner is going to be. Like there's going to be people, that you would rather have, that you draw a bad partner, whatever. But it's really about the practice, and keeping that consistency is what you really want to keep. But yeah, that's definitely my take on that. I would rather all day play in even like a 5 or 6 team blind draw tournament. That would help me way more because it's more mental part of them deciding what they want to do, not just me thinking, oh, okay, every shot I'm throwing is by me.
Yeah.
I need to see what somebody else is going to do, not just what I would do in a situation.
Well, exactly. Yeah. So, in almost closing here, I want to, a couple other questions I usually ask people because I'm trying to remember now, and I'm drawing a blank. Are you an earbud guy when you're playing?
No, I've never tried that. A lot of people, some people in my area are really for that. I've never tried it. I've never really had a problem with people chirping or talking. I myself, get involved in every once in a while. And like you mentioned, playing with Trevor Brooks, I mean, you're going to see that with him. And I mean, I like that. I feel like that's a different intensity that I feel like that part of the game is sort of left. Um, I feel like more people will go to, like you said, just the quiet, the calmness. I feel like that's just not how the game was 3 or 4 years ago. But no, I promote all that, talking, whatever you want to say or do. It's not going to bother me. It's honestly going to drive me more to play better. And like, I'm going to bear down now and make sure I don't miss. Like, it's going to make me better if I do hear something like that.
I've actually
Um,
had one person on the show here from your area. I won't say who he is, but he just puts him in when he's playing Rockwell, so Rockwell doesn't talk to him.
yeah, a lot of people joke with Rocky about that. Rocky always likes to talk or whatever, but I talk with Rocky. Like we'll be talking about something not even related to cornhole, and we'll just be talking about it while we're playing each other in the singles final or something in a regional, something like that, or in doubles, anything like that. But I don't let it bother me. Some people say, he's trying to talk to me. I was like, yeah, I know. I'm talking back with him. He's listening to me like I'm listening to him. It's all a friendly thing, and especially in my area, it's never I'm never going to go out there and intentionally try to do something like that, unless they try to do it to me, then it's all fair game at that point. But I've never really had a problem with that. I prefer that. I like that part of the game myself.
Well, exactly. I think that's what brings the fun into it. It can kind of keep
Yeah,
that backyard feel even when you're playing in a big game.
yeah, exactly. And I feel like that part has left the game. Like I see more and more people wearing headphones, listen to music and I know some people like James Baldwin, every once in a while he won't play with them in, but when it gets more of like a serious tournament or something, or a big money tournament, he'll put them in because that's like his key moment, like, okay, it's time to get serious. And when he does that, he's all for it. But I see a few people here and there like try it, go back and forth, but I've never tried it. I don't see myself doing that because I like to hear what's going on, like even like outside of the game that I'm in right at that moment.
hmm So what's on the schedule for you coming up? Are you going to be doing any more opens or?
I don't think so. I know there's a big tournament in my area, in Virginia Beach. I think it's some like $18,000 total payout. That is the same weekend as the Atlanta, Georgia Open, and I've already planned to go to the one in Virginia Beach. That's only about an hour and a half from me. So I won't be going to the Atlanta Open, and I don't know if they might add any more opens or not. But I think my opens for now are just about done. Of course, Rock Hill the first week of August. But my next big tournament is definitely going to be the one in, I think it's July 17th and 18th maybe. which is actually the weekend after our last conference tournament. So that'll be about the same place, same distance for me. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that tournament in July. That's going to be a lot of teams trying to get that. I think first place like $5,000 or something like that. So there hasn't been a whole lot of big tournaments like that recently because of the COVID and everything like that. But this is definitely the biggest tournament we've had here in a while that I can remember around me. So that one's going to be packed full of people. So that's in about a month. So that's going to be probably the tournament I'm looking the most forward to upcoming soon.
Well, I want to wish you best of luck in that there, and I'm hoping let's have you back on the show once you become an ACL pro in August.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be awesome.
Okay, so and again, thanks for doing this, and even hoping maybe I may even be able to get to see you in August in person once if everything can open up.
Yeah, that'd be great if everything finally gets back to normal. That'd be great.
Again. So thanks for doing this here.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
And I want to thank Berklee for coming on there again. It's just great. A lot of stuff there. Like I said before, the interview there. He's a younger guy who's got his head on his shoulders, knows what he wants, and I think he's going to get it. You are going to see him be an ACL pro next season, and I think he will light it up as a pro as well because, like you said, he's got that one already got an ACL Open singles event. Almost fourth place with Emperor there last week, which was one of his best ones, considering he's had like Matt Guy, Frank, like I said, Frank Marlin, Trevor Brooks. I love Trevor Brooks. Trevor, if you're watching on the down and back, if you want, I'd love to be able to have you on here to have a talk. But yeah, Berklee is going to be the one that to watch because he's got so many great players around him. Like he said, that it's that's what you need to practice. You can practice all you want on the boards, just you throwing. If you're not having that person who's trying to beat you, I'm not sure how great that practice can always be. But that is another edition of the Down and Back. Next week, no video show. Taking a week off. I'm going to try and do my best. Brian Cornhole Schramm, Alan Rockwell, James Baldwin imitation. Can't beat them on the board, so I'm going to try and beat them. Hooking that big one in the boat, going fishing for a week. And maybe you might see some cornhole videos come out of that too, because at the lodge, we're bringing up cornhole boards. We'll see how that goes. But no video show next week, taking the week off. But there will be, I've been teasing it enough, there will be an audio show come out. So if you're watching, go over any of your places you get audio podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, like Deezer, you look anywhere you can get an audio podcast, you're going to find the Down and Back. Great show. An hour talking about 6 guys in a minivan traveling 20 hours to a cornhole tournament. Nothing ridiculous is going to happen there. Plus, then you get there, play cornhole for a week. Some fun stories, some great guys, and we get to find out just who won the most amount of games, blind draw or otherwise, down at that 2018 ACL Finals. I'll give you a hint. So, with that, another Down and Back. As I said off the top, thanks to sponsors Octane Cornhole, octanecornhole.com, myearfund.com. Both of those there. Use discount code CornDoug. Get yourself 10% and 20% off, respectively. Jamie Cowan, JC Cornhole, jccornhole.com to get all of your boards, your custom, your whatever boards you need. Jamie will work on them. He's been sending stuff all over like Texas, West Coast of Canada, East Coast of Canada. Jamie's sending it. Get some great boards from him. Then, as I always say, check out, even if you're not in the area, still give him a like. He puts on a lot of great stuff. Darren over at Sierra Property Inspections, based out of Sherwood Park, Alberta. He'll help you out with anything. You even send him questions. I got this going on with my house. Send him questions. He'll try and answer them as best as he can and help you out as much as he can online. Go and check him out. Tell him CornDoug sent you, or even just send him a hi message that you heard about it here on the show, and he'll try and help you out. And then you get all those tips that he puts on his Facebook page. So with that, I'm out. See you in a couple weeks. We'll be talking about the July 4th tournament down the States. The name has just totally gone, blown away. We got to watch Thursday night the ACL on the digital network. Trey and Bernie talked about the preview for it. I will call it now. I'm going to say it is going to be. I'm going to agree with them, and it's not a hard thing to agree with. Ryan Smith, Cheyenne Renner will take down 4th of July tournament, the co-ed invitational. I do hope though that friend that I got the chance to talk to on a lot of Zoom calls, Sheila Roy, she has a lot of luck as well too. But I think it is going to be Ryan Smith, Cheyenne Renner taking down the 4th of July tournament south of the border. And stay tuned. Could be some big news coming up about the down and back traveling. Down and back traveling. So, till next week, watch out for those players on gas because it's no longer might. We know that they probably will kick your ass.